True. Okay, so is the moral permissibility of the death penalty a matter of de fide tenenda? No, that would be a matter of de fide credenda. It's something that's taught first and foremost by the ordinary and universal magisterium of the church. It's also something that's taught in the I don't know if credo would be the right word, but the what's the word of abjurations? Abjurations, I think, would be the right word. The abjurations of Innocent the Third. So no, it's de fide credenda, not de fide tenenda. De fide tenenda would apply more so to issues which are infallibly taught, but of a historical or a simply logical relationship to the deposit of faith.
Yeah.
What about CIC 2267? Hassan and I actually were eventually planning on doing a whole stream about this. So I don't know if you want to give a little taste, Hassan, or if you just want to wait for the whole stream, but that is coming down the pipe.
I guess when I started looking into this in detail, because I've researched this before, but I've learned a lot since then. And over the last half a week, there was a day when I had a little scrap of spare time, which does not happen very often these days, thanks to the Tab Network. And I put half an hour aside to reinvestigate these topics and put together a compilation of the relevant texts from Pope Francis, JP2, and Prior Magisterium. And I sat down there and I got through 4 different texts from Pope Francis and Dignitas Infinita. And I sat there with the text and I thought, wait, why is anybody even misunderstanding this? This is just obvious if you have read like a tract on the distinction between the old law and the new law. If you've read anything about the distinction between the precept of perfection and the precepts of the natural law, or the law of nature and the law of the gospel, I got super confused by that. And then I realized that most of the commentary that's taking place is by people who are kind of like looking at it from kind of weird, askew sort of perspective. So all of this is kind of, I guess, like a introduction to what it was like to do the research for the stream that we're going to do. So yeah, definitely look forward to that. I'm gonna, once I get some spare time, I'm gonna put some serious research into making like a full presentation on the death penalty issue to show, to basically justify the Laudaria documents, papally approved, Francis approved statement that Pope Francis did not intend to and did not contravene any traditional Catholic teaching on the death penalty. So it's going to be basically on the hermeneutic of continuity and the death penalty, which is a topic very important to me, very dear to my heart, precisely because I care a lot about the Old Testament and the value of the moral teaching of the Old Testament as kind of like acting as the foundation for the moral teaching of the New Testament and its intelligibility. And even very spiritually important episodes like the pericope of the adulterous woman make no sense if you take the absurd rupture position.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that will try to use the pericope adulterae as like John 8 and the woman caught in adultery. They'll try to use that as an argument against the permissibility of the death penalty, but that it literally gets the entire point of the story wrong. And I think this virtually contains the teaching of Pope Nicholas and the development itself. Because really, I mean, the point of the story is that we have a woman who does deserve, like it is just, to kill that woman. And if Christ had not sensed true repentance in her heart, he would have done that. And if you are not willing to say in your exegesis of that text that Christ would have stoned her, then that text makes no sense to you. And the whole teaching of this is that mercy exceeds justice when there are the proper dispositions.
It's crazy because it's like, oh, so he was merciful because he didn't do something she didn't deserve. Like,
I know it makes no sense.
So okay, so you see, okay. Let's say that I see a certain individual at Walmart, right? I see a certain individual at Walmart, and I don't smash his face in. that was mercy.
Yeah, actually, I was just it's like the one clip that people took out of the hammers. Like if I see a certain person, and I get them with the hammer, it's like, yeah, when I was doing that, and I didn't smash people's heads in with a hammer, that was actually really merciful of me, because it makes no sense. Or like some people will read it as like the Old Testament being bad, which is kind of like the complete opposite of the message of the New Testament. Yeah, it's like that, and people will also use the issue of the permissibility of divorce in the Old Testament as an argument, and that one makes like literally negative sense. It's like, or like the slavery question, another example of something that makes literally zero sense. It's like, yeah, the whole message of the Old and New Testaments by permitting and regulating this behavior was actually that the people making and implementing these laws were sinning the whole time. It's like, like, where did you get this from? Like, yes, God was ordering a bunch of people to sin by their actions. It's it's extremely silly, and I think actually that it is like explicitly against the text of a lot of the the documents that they like to cite. Is it's like they're like, oh, this was permissible during this time, and it's like, wait, didn't you just say that it was like never permissible? Like, is in your interpretation of this document? Anyways, yeah, I could crash out about this forever, but that's the story for a different day.
Swansona, if you can hear me, I remember that you deleted that live chat.